So in the last video, we saw how to create a website. We created this Next.js website, which lives at new-next.js-app-mu.vercel.app. But what if I want a shorter address that I control? So there are different ways. So this is called a domain name. There are a bunch of different domain names that you might be aware of already, like google.com or whatever your favorite website's name is. Um, so the way it works is there are some providers which sell these domain names, and there's a mapping that exists between what is the name and where does it point to. So if I go to Vercel, I can click on add new in domain, and it allows me to buy a domain name. So if I try to buy something starting with Daksh Experiments, then I see that there are a bunch of them, most of them starting at $20. But there's another website called Hostinger. It provides domain names as well. These start at a much cheaper price. They start at about $0.99, or you can click here and choose whichever country you're in to see your local prices. So if I go back to domains and I look at Daksh Experiments and search, so it's going to give me a bunch of different options that I can choose from. And whichever one I like, I could add it to cart and check out. Though this is the price just for the first year, the next year price might be much higher because they have a promotion that they give discounts for the first year that you have a particular domain. Once you go to this, you might want to create an account, and once you check out, you would be put into your dashboard, and you can configure your domain there. You would see a page like this. If you try to visit your domain, it would just give you a normal Hostinger page saying that, oh, this domain was bugged and it's yet to be put to actual use. So going to the dashboard in Hostinger. So I have this ducksexperiments.xyz that I recently got. I can go to DNS and name servers. So now, name server. So this is basically a server that hosts different records, which is basically a mapping between what's the name and where does it point to. There are a couple of types of records that we're going to look at. DNS means domain name server. So the first one is a A-type record. So this basically points a website to an IP address. So you would have this, for example, here. So it says, if anyone goes to experiments.xyz, send them to this IP address. And that's basically another form of address, which is not as easy to remember. So the reason people have these words in the domain names is that it's easier. Otherwise, basically it boils down to this. So you could also access websites using the IP address directly, although it's not the most convenient way. Right, so that's a record, and the other type of record we're going to look at is CNAME, which is canonical name. So this basically says www.duckexperiments.xyz should point to duckexperiments.xyz. So this way you can create some aliases as well. So I could say welcome.duckexperiments.xyz should also go to duckexperiments.xyz. Going back to how do we connect it to our website that we just created. So if this website, we want to put it on duckexperiments.xyz, then we can go to Vercel and we can go to our projects, click here, go to the settings, domains, and add a new domain here. So let's say duckexperiments.xyz. Then it says this is the recommended way we should do it. I'm going to go ahead with that. Now it says, because the first time I'm adding it, it does not is not already configured. I haven't set anything up. So it says create a record and make it point to this IP address. So I'm going to do just that. If I go back to Hostinger here, I had an A record already, so I need to either delete it or modify it. I'm going to go with modification. So A record, instead of this IP address, which probably belongs to Hostinger, I'm going to make it point to the one Vercel wants me to do, and the value must be between 60 and that. So let's go with 60. Or you can alternatively just delete this address and add a new one, which would have a bigger TTL. TTL is basically time to live. You can, yeah, let it be the default value. There's not much. We're not going to go into more details in that for now. The other is the C name. So the C name has www. Currently, it points directly to my website. Vercel wants me to point to this. Okay. Oh, okay. Vercel wanted me to point it to Vercel's CNAME domain, but it seems to be happy with what I've done already, and it's already uh, doing the next parts, which is generating a SSL certificate. So generally, you have websites. So there are two ways you can access a website. Many different ways, but the two main ones are using HTTP or HTTPS. Everyone's using HTTPS these days. Those are the ones with a lock that you see next to the address bar usually. They're secure, they're encrypted data to and from your website. So SSL certificates are a part of how you can achieve that. So let's see if it's live already. This does take some time, so it might not be. Okay, it's there already, yeah. But don't be surprised if you go to your domain and it's not up already. It can take a few minutes for the records to flow through. Awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.